Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, Hani. Welcome to Commerce Talks podcast in Seamless, Dubai. I am here with Alex, and Hani is the CIO of EXtra, the biggest and super successful electronics retailer in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So, Hani, can you introduce yourself and give us, our listeners, a bit of the what is EXtra and what do you do at EXtra?
Sure. First of all, thank you very much for this podcast and for this really hospitality and this program and podcast. I'm actually excited and I'm actually relaxed. So it's a casual meeting with friends. So EXtra actually
still friends.
Yeah, still friends. Still now, yeah. So keep it like this. So in EXtra, actually, my name is Hani Saif. I'm working as a CIO in the EXtra. I'm working in EXtra since 20 years. Before that, I was in many suppliers whose tech provider end, like IBM and others. And I was implementing at that time a lot of softwares, ERP systems, project management, consultancy, all this stuff for retailers. So I'm graduated from engineering, a Bachelor of Engineering and Communication and Engineering from Alexandria, Egypt. And then I continue working in the consultancy and project management technical things. It was not my aim. I was thinking about telecommunication, satellite, all this stuff. But then it's ended up by computers, which is my passion. And then I joined EXtra. I was employee number 2 in EXtra. So I work with EXtra since 2002 as a consultant. And then
is EXtra a Saudi company?
It's a Saudi company.
Okay.
And I was an IT manager at that time for a company called Euromarché, which is a French chain before in Saudi. And then I joined EXtra in 2002 and I started since then as employee number 2. And we start up the business. About EXtra, it started in 2003. Officially, it's opened the first store 2003 in Saudi with very crazy idea and strange idea that never happened before in Saudi, which is in Saudi. Because the Saudi in 2003, you can imagine the hypermarket was still around hypermarket. When I talk about hypermarket, it's the age of hypermarket. It was at that time 10 years, something like this. And Euromarché, for example, it was since 80s. It's the only hypermarket you can see in Saudi. And there is something called Panda, which is known. It was also hypermarket, which is small. I'm giving you some history to just tell you how it was looking in Saudi at that time. Because not everyone understand how Saudi did this transformation and this change that's happening in the last, let's say, 20 years. Especially in the last 10 years, let me say. So the idea was one roof, all electronics under this roof with fixed price. This idea cannot work in Saudi. No customers can come to store without bargaining the prices, bargaining the services, bargaining the after sale services and say, okay, I need this product with this amount, which is the price on this shelf, and pay without saying anything and leave. No one doing this. I need a refrigerator. The normal at that time, you go to the small shops and you went there and say, okay, I need this refrigerator. How much? It's 1,500. Okay, it's 1,300. No, 1,400. Okay, I need this refrigerator and the other fan, small one as a gift.
You're describing how enterprise software is sold these days.
Yeah, something like this. Exactly. So it was a very strange idea how to be received by consumers in Saudi. They are not used to get something like this. So it was very brave idea actually from the investors at that time and the owners at that time to just have something like this at that moment of time. It's something similar to Best Buy in US at that time, which is very popular. And they started. Actually, the success and the perception from the consumer that we received from day one was unexpected. The people really love it, love the concept, loved the idea. Sales was really going to the roof from the first week. So we said, okay, this is great. And they change even the business plan for the business for the 5 years. We change it, we double it. Actually, we triple it. And we said, fine, let's start and let's move. And we started since then till now. It's 20 years. We just announced the 20 years last December, 20 years of our extra success. Since then, we are doing a lot of things. In 2010, we went public. 2011, actually, we became IPO in the stock market. And then we did a lot of things, and we started our online business in 2012. And we were the first transactional website in Saudi ever after Souq. And we had at that time a payment gateway, which is the first and the only one has a Sadad online. It was us, and no one else has the Sadad online, which is till now, by the way, because Sadad has 2 versions. One like online OTP GUI, one used by the softwares like a wallet, and the Sadad offline, they call it, which you can just have a message after your payment as an OTP and go your bank and pay the invoice from there, from your account. So it's more secure and more convenient for the customer in Saudi Arabia at that time, 2011. And it's still working. And still Sadad having a good portion of our share of our really payment till now in the online. So we did you need everything about extra or
no okay. I'm just wondering and try to map like the Saudi extra history with like the history of Media Market and Otto DE like in Germany, and I believe obviously they had like their online business starting a bit earlier. I don't know when Media Market was founded, but in the 70s maybe, I don't know. And then they started in the early 2000s, then they stopped selling online. Then Amazon really scaled in Europe. So everybody was super afraid of Amazon. Then all the ones that stopped their website, did it again. And what I'd like to understand in your case is, so you have described now the market environment from an extra, perspective, but I guess some competitors must have seen potential in the Saudi market, too, online and offline, competitors. And especially during 2010 and 2020, like in the European market, there was a high pressure by, online resellers, especially, Amazon, which was changing the whole consumer electronic, landscape. Was there something similar in Saudi, or is it just happening now? Can you give us some more insight?
Yes. We started, as I said, in 2003. Since then, it became, everyone is going as, okay, let's replicate the model and see how we can do things. Actually, our management was all the time, the management and, to be honest, the leaders in the company, and they are taking the company in direction that, always our CEO was saying something, that you met him. Yeah, Jalal at that time. He's saying at that time that we need all the time to be ahead by 2 to 3 years from the market and the competition. We need this jet lag. So this is the culture that we have, that all the time we have ahead by 2-3 years. And our competition and our benchmark is not the local market at all. Our benchmark is the global market since day one. We are not looking at the local market at all. We compete, we consider, we see, we very close understanding what's happening from the competition and the landscape. Maybe we are missing something, so we need to jump in, but we are looking as a benchmark for the best in the best. And this was one of the factors for us. The competition started coming to the market. Some retailers, I will not mention names.
You can.
Yeah. So actually there is a lot of investors coming from outside Saudi as well to start doing business, and they start to do competing us directly, from pricing point of view, which is a very short term strategy and tactic that can kill you if you are not ready to continue this price war. And we are not going in the price war. We have a more strategic tactics, which is we are bonding very much with our suppliers, and we have a very good connection with our suppliers. We increase the bond with our supply and distribution, and this is give you fledge and give you also privilege that you can have better margin, better quantity, better availability, better new models and launches. A lot of things. It's behind having 10 products and you will make 50%. So you will have shout in the market that, okay, everyone come, there's a 50% discount. After this 50% discount and this quantity finished, you are poor. You cannot compete. So we work with this competition a lot. Most of them now from 2010 till now, I don't think there's anyone in the market. I don't think we have a real competition in the market right now, except maybe one and very, very certain and specific category, not mass like us. I don't think we have anyone like us in the market now anymore competing with us. We have the pure player in some categories like Amazon or Noon. Even Noon, we are a partner with Noon, and this is story. It's known in the market that we are the only one who did an exclusive partnership, which was very, very successful partnership with Noon from their early beginning and entering to the market in the Saudi. And I think it was a smart move from Noon. And we used also Noon. It was successful partnership to penetrate the market and increase our market share in Saudi.
So just for the audience to get a bit about the business. So Best Buy is a good comparison, but maybe you can tell us some numbers in terms of number of SKUs that you have, maybe number of stores. It's very interesting about Saudi because they're different regions. Right. So you maybe can tell about your penetration across the country and then share some numbers of, for example, your e-commerce success.
Yeah, sure. We now have in Saudi, we are celebrating our 50 store in Saudi. We opened 50 stores in Saudi. We have around 3 stores in Oman. We have around 2 stores in Bahrain. Our online, it's presenting around 22% right now this year, this quarter, 2024. We are really doing around $1.5 billion a year. This year in the first quarter, we did around 11% versus last quarter move growth, which is good news. And we did around 40% increase in our online year on year this year, which is great news. Our SKUs, it's not that massive. We are talking about online around 6,000 to 7,000 SKUs. And this was re-engineered, by the way. It was bigger than this, but we engineered the assortment because we understand and we knew that our consumer is not about the number of assortment as long as what's good, best SKUs in the category itself and the assortment. This is much bigger. If you compare it to Amazon, for example, or the Best Buy, they have, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in their marketplace now, because they have marketplace in Canada as well. I think not in US anymore, in Canada only. I think it's they up to the 1 million SKUs based on our meeting with them before. So it's big difference as a marketplace. But I think this is, we believe that between 10,000 SKUs is a good number of SKUs. And we are increasing now our categories and expanding our categories more and more and beyond this. And the potential is there. And we are trying now different categories, and we are doing B2B and drop shipping and a lot of things that it's new.
Just for me to understand, so Amazon is not active in Saudi then?
It's active.
It's active?
Amazon is active, yeah.
But how would you explain then your growth success? Because in the European markets, we try to explain the success of Amazon because of their long tail approach. They have like 1 million or 200 million SKUs, depending on what kind of data you're trusting. So if you're looking for certain kind of HDMI cable, you get like 200 versions, different colors, different lengths, whatever, which can only be covered by a marketplace. So every individual search finds kind of a product, even a selection of products, versus your approach from a selection point of view is much more limited. It comes like from the standard retailer's approach that you say, okay, you're just selecting the best HDMI cables, the one that makes sense for the market. But in an online search customer journey, when you're not meeting like the very specific long tail requirements, you might lose a customer. Then he might go to Amazon or to, I don't know, AliExpress or whatever. Why is this not happening then in your market? What's your explanation?
I think it's happening in our market because I'm sure we are not covering the whole segment of consumers. We cannot say we are serving everyone. We are not saying we are serving A, B, C, D consumers. For sure, the people who really need this very cheap, reliable. I don't know. It's about. I don't need to say from where it's made, but this very low prices products, they can go to Amazon and they buy it. They have this assortment because, it's a marketplace. So everyone can put his product in it. But for us, it's different because it's associated with cost. It's associated with marketing. It's associated with supply chain from A to Z. So we are doing a lot of things and a process to make sure that this product is remain. We are not getting products to just put it on the shelf and see if it will be sold or not. So our commercial team, they are doing a very great job to make sure that they are having the right selection and assortment for the categories and the consumers that we are really targeting. Not everything. It's happening, but I don't know how much Amazon is really selling in Saudi from these products. I don't know. But for sure they are selling. Of course they are selling. And there's a big portion of consumer, they need this. To just use it for 1 day, 2 days, doesn't matter. He forgets his cable and he needs just cable right now and he will just throw it out, later on. But it's not something, it's not a product that you need really to keep and to trust and to return back and all this stuff. You talk about very small portion of the consumer electronics categories, which is the accessories and cables. If you come to TVs, if you go to white goods, big labels, all this stuff, it's important for people to get something reliable. You will not get a refrigerator that you return it after 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. You need to get a refrigerator or washing machines that will live for you for at least 4 to 5 years. Correct? Not less than this if it's not longer. So it's tricky, but I think the assortment that we do, and it's working with us. This is what we have seen. It's working with us because the people, they need really reliable products and reliable brand and reliable retailer that they can trust. They can go back to him and say, this product from you, we need to solve our problem. We need to exchange it. We need to refund it. We need to fix it. It's yours. But if you go to Amazon, I don't think they are selling white goods. They are not selling installation. They are doing after sales services, but they do a lot of the accessories and the small, let's say, we call it Mickey Mouse products.
Yeah. So coming back to that, you mentioned a lot the consumer and the audience that we have on the podcast really don't know anything when it comes to Saudi. Okay. So we read a lot in the press, but we don't really understand the consumer from within. So maybe you can tell us, so what sort of consumers you normally serve? Are they like young families? Are they people who are just bought a house and, then they're trying to furnish it and so on and so forth? Or these are the people that already luxury sort of segment, they are changing. Tell us more about the consumers. Are they like Saudis? Because in the UAE, for example, we have a lot of expats.
Yeah.
So what sort of demographics and particular things about that you have noticed, let's say in your 20-year journey about Saudi consumers that made you so successful?
See, in Saudi, to be honest, our customers base are the majority is Saudis for sure. Right now, Saudis. Before it was expats, and after some time, there is some regulation happen in Saudi, and the expats cannot, I think, afford some of the expenses, and they send their families back to their home countries. Since then, the number and the shift coming from this expat and what they're spending to Saudi as well. So the portion more in Saudi families since beginning. And you know that we are a consumer electronics. So consumer electronics, you talk about computers, mobiles, games, and white goods. So we are serving the youth. We're serving the university students. We're serving the young people who's really joining some work, entrepreneurs or employees. We are serving the housewives for sure. We are serving the new marriages. And we are serving also the kids for the games and the teenagers. So we are serving the whole sectors, I think, from the society. So we have the experience across the fledge, but we are not selling cheap products, and we are not selling this top luxury products that cannot be affordable. So we are the middle class, middle upper class, but not that very top. And I think the as you said, our mix of consumers, I think it's not different from anywhere when it's coming to electronics. But here, the decision making or the decision, it's with for sure the family, as a family, and we have families coming to the store and families going from the stores. It's not like an individual. And what happened in Saudi, this is very important, because what happened in Saudi, the shift that happened in Saudi, let's say since 6 years back till now, it's massive. So before, the stores was the only place that you out, so you're going out with your family during the weekend or during the week to have some, let's say, you visit somewhere, because the restrictions was the one when are not really driving in Saudi. The entertainment was not really having entertainment like today. We don't have theater, we don't have cinema, we don't have women's driving and going anywhere by themselves. So in the last 5 years, things is different. The shopping behavior is different. The visit and the stores, the people coming to the stores during the weekend, and it's different. So things is different. And we can see this shift when it's coming to the online, because online now it's more important, because the people now is more mobile. Their mobility is more. They are not having only the store as, oh, this is a big day for us and family engagement. Let's go on and intern in the store and see what's going on. No, they have a lot of other things that entertaining them. So you can see this relation between the change in the society and the community and the effect and the impact on the online itself. And it will grow more. We're expecting that it will grow more in the future.
I'm really glad you gave this example, because exactly what I wanted to hear. Because it used to be this store was destination for just to do something.
Correct.
Like I was never going to buy a TV every single weekend, but I visited maybe your store every weekend.
Right. And explore. Correct.
You need more houses, yeah. So, for the European listeners, and there are many here in the podcast, is it comparable to MediaMarkt Saturn, kind of a store experience?
Yes,
more or less.
Yes.
Yeah, so you see TV and irons and
but I think we are more. I think our shopping experience inside the stores, because I visited MediaMarkt. I think we are more modern. More life inside the stores, not like MediaMarkt.
So the MediaMarkt brand is super proud about their click and collect rate. I think they're telling that 40% of all their orders are click and collect. Now people coming to the store to collect the merchandise. I usually make fun of click and collect, people that are not trusting, the online process or like are just too stupid to order there. I'm not a big believer in that. And if you really see the experience in German stores, usually they are building kind of a small click and collect entrance at the back side of the store next to where all the other merchandise, comes. It's not a really nice,
Right.
it's not a really nice, experience, but this is somehow how they explain how they can, keep up with Amazon and like all the other, just all the other online platforms. In Germany and the Netherlands with Bo.com and in Poland with Allegro, so we are kind of beyond the channel conflict discussion. So online is growing, or is outgrowing them by far, and many of them added kind of marketplace strategies toward the features. So building central warehouses, adding way more SKUs in central warehouses to serve from central warehouses, because in a store you're rather limited if you pick from store. So from a fulfillment perspective, do you have like a strategy where orders are fulfilled from central warehouses in Saudi then, or are you picking from store?
We are doing both. And we are from the early, let's say, early traders who are having a collect and from click and collect strategy. It was from the beginning with us, and we did it before anyone else, and it was working fine, and it's still working fine, by the way. And it's a very good percentage of click and collect in the store. Still, regarding your question about the fulfillment center, yes, it's centralized. We have a 3 centrals fulfillment in Saudi. And we are distributing from there, which is easier and good for the lead time, big time. It's serving our customer in next day, same day, express. We have just announced now some services, and we do it as a pilot. 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours delivery lead time, and still we'll make it shorter as well. But we are testing right now this one. So yeah, we are distributing from central fulfillment center.
And switching from, this is, I think, quite incredible that in America they wait 3 days, 4 days, and here we are. We can deliver your fridge, TV, and the latest gadgets in less than 2 hours. I think this part of in this region is we're genuinely
and still Amazon
leading.
doing this. By the way, they don't have. I don't think Amazon still in Saudi. They don't have 2 hours. They don't have.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. At the same day as well as now. It's not yet. But we do.
Yeah, which is pretty incredible. Just imagine getting your TV order to on your wall in 2 hours. Pretty awesome, no? Because Saudi is a huge country.
Maybe let's stay with the TV. So because I'm now in a TV, our TV is now 10 years old, and I tried to convince my wife moving into the Samsung frame device, which kind of a picture on the wall for the ones that don't know it, but it's still a hard time to convince her. But when I started like searching for Samsung frame, then obviously some of the vendors Samsung in this case tries to sell direct to me. I can buy it at MediaMarkt, I can buy it at Amazon, different prices. And tomorrow at the same place, there's going to be somebody from Samsung sitting. And I totally understand that everybody wants to have my customer data, wants to have like really like access to me for selling value added services, insurances, whatever. Last 20 years during the extra growth, it was kind of a bulk sale. It was a wholesale model, right? You got like the containers from Samsung and you were responsible for everything. But I guess next to some other online competitors, those brands are trying also to sell directly to the customers. So what is your reaction there, or how do you handle this?
See, actually, this question, it could be answered by our commercial. They will be much better than me and for sure, and how they are active. But I will tell you that what I can tell you that we have a direct relationship with most of our suppliers. We have a direct relationship with Samsung. We have a direct relationship with Panasonic, with everyone we are dealing with. We have our brand as well. We have Class, we have Prime. It's our products line. To sell directly from Samsung to consumer, it's happening. It's happening. In Saudi, they have their online, and they are doing this. But for sure, as a retailer, as you know, as distribution and retailer, you have a privilege, and you have more better price than the distributor himself, because it's not in his interest to really cut your business or make it lower. No, he need to just make more market share and to make influence and to make a more awareness about his brand, but he's not competing you. He's not competing with you. And especially that we are direct. We are direct. There is no one between us. So, I don't have the right answer. Is this not allowed for them to sell something inside Saudi? I don't think so, because all the time, at least when I was there until now, LG having their stores and they are selling. Samsung, they have their store, they are selling. Sony, they have their stores and they are selling, and we don't have a problem with them. And anyway, the size of the business that they do, it's small. It's very small when you come to us. And that will give you just perspective. And our TV, our electronics share, market share in Saudi is more than 40%. So I think it's hard to be competed with Samsung or someone. It's not in their favor.
Yeah, they would not want to lose you.
Yeah.
So now switching from that onto the consumer more, like, so you as a CIO, you obviously see a lot of analytics, you see the data. Because a lot of the brands globally are currently suffering from retention, right? So customers are not coming back. Like, tell us more about Extra in terms of, do you have like really loyal customers? Do you see them that they came for TV and then they end up buying white goods from you as well? Tell us, like, is retention a problem for you? Like, and if it's not, how did you build this loyalty?
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good question actually, because we start focus on. See, our company really, it's good in focusing and eager to learn everything and make it right at once. You cannot do everything together. So before, I think since 6 years back, we are focusing a lot on personalizing the experience and communicating and bond and really strong our relationship with our consumers. And this cannot be done unless you know your consumers very well, and you can make sure that you are serving them with what they are. It's really important for them. So we started the whole chain for the customer experience. So the customer experience from the store to the online supply chain, after sales, the support, installation, everything. So we are really flipping every stone in this journey and make sure that we are doing it right, from our perspective and understanding for our consumers, because everyone understand his consumer, and his customers are different. So back to your question about the retention and bringing our customer back. The customer will come back, of course, and our lifetime value for our customer, say the visit or the frequency for our customers for the electronics, it's 1 to 2 times a year. So you will not come to my store and buy TV every year or refrigerator every year, but you can buy different things. You can recommend me to your relatives, your friends. You can come and buy the small things, the peripherals and related items, small appliances, all this stuff. And you can have a relationship with me with our after sales services that we do for you, because we are selling extended warranty. We are selling computer services. We have a nine services that we are selling for our consumer. So we start by analyzing our data, make sure that we are communicating with our customer with his interest and needs. And this bring our customers back who really didn't work with us for a year or two. We brought them back. We bring them back because we understand what they are really looking for. And we didn't know that unless we analyze and dive in the data. So we started the program of personalizing and targeting the right messages to our people and consumers, customers. Plus that we launched last year a program called Jude, which is a paid membership program. It's 2 categories. You pay certain amount to have a gold membership, for example, and you'll have a certain discounts on all our categories, plus other services and other discounts with our partners, business partners from hotels, entertainment, and still we are working on more. And we found really the perception for this program is great. And our consumers and our customers really love this, and the frequency and the visit for our stores from those customers really increased, which is a good news. So this is how we are trying to increase and bond and retain our customers with giving them value. So we are adding value for our customer. It's not about prices only. It's about the whole ecosystem. It should serve you better. So you have to have a peace of mind when you come to Extra and buy from Extra. And this peace of mind, we convert it to values everywhere in every step in your journey and shopping experience.
So you're saying that you're now above like 20% online share already, and I guess it's growing in the future. And like many episodes we have recorded now with Saudi guests, we were always facing the question that there's like a lack of talent actually to serve this more complex requirement in the not only e-commerce but also back-end systems, ERP systems. So it's becoming more and more and more complex. You're now in the business like for 20 years,
yes.
And you started like I guess you had to start your own e-commerce university for your own team. But can you tell us a bit more about this talent situation in Saudi, especially for you if you're moving now faster, mobile first, like adding new features, so stuff that, and you want to be like 3 years ahead of the competition, so you cannot work with people from the competition. I guess so. How do you do it?
Yes, you're 100% right. See, all the time about the talent. Now we talk about the technology and for sure the big the driver now for every business, not driver, but there is no business now working without technology. Technology is our project, for example, it's 90% of our projects, it's technology based. So it's not anymore who's drive who, because this was a discussion as well before. The business driving technology or technology drive the business, which today there is nothing called like this. It's a digital transformation. It's not technology, it's digital. Business is a digital. So business is digital today. Business is technology today. Without technology, you cannot do business. You're out. You're out of the game. So the talent with this growth and increase in the demand for the companies and the awareness for all companies with the need of this talents or not talent, the transformation that they need to do so they can reach their consumers and customers. Otherwise, they will be behind. They will left behind and they will close their business. The demand become very tough and very high for the whole market across the talents and the skills. And this make a lot of pressure on everyone working in technology, especially the people who is responsible for technology, like me and my colleagues who's really listening, and the people who's really not considering how technology is really done in the back end. It's tough to find the right talents. It's very tough to retain the right talents because everyone else need them. It's tough to increase really the compensation for them because every company has a budget. You cannot go above limit, vanity for everything, but it's a mix. And you need to work all the time to make sure that you are retaining your people. You have the right environment that they need really to stay with you. They are learning. From my experience, to not say a lot of things that it's written in a lot of books. So from my experience, you need to create value for the people who's really working with you. And this value, it's starting from the company that you are working with. So the culture of the company that you are working with, it should be helping you as a CIO, as a technology really head to retain these people by giving them the opportunity to learn every day. The tech people, if they learn, they will stay. You compensate them, but you give them learning, new technologies, new challenges, new projects, new expansion, new things. We are busy. Since 20 years till now, I don't have really time to think, okay, let me change this company to another company because we need to change. Every year I have change. We have a lot of things to change. Yeah, we have a partnership with Banda. Before it, we have a partnership with Noon. Now we have expansion in a different country. We have a distribution company. So all the time you are in new projects, new things, new challenges. And the technology, as we are a technology, every day there is something new in the technology. So I think also you have to have something, we are starting it right now, which is a digital factory. Talent of digital factory, which you get people, younger people, working with them. And we did this before many times. And we have a very good Saudi people graduated working with us for a certain 1 year, 2 years. But the turnover for young people is really high, so you cannot keep them a lot. So we are compensating this with the offshore, because you cannot work with offshore. And this model is working very well with us, and it's working fine for the offshore. We have offshore development team in Egypt and in India. And we have people with strategic and responsible for the management and in the office. So with this mix and match all the time, we can just move, especially for sure with the outsource and the partnership with the companies in the technology, in specific data analytics, people supporting the ERP, all this stuff. It should be. So you cannot do it alone anymore now, maybe before. But today you cannot do your own things because technology is everywhere, and you cannot do it all. You cannot do it all. And you will not be that expert to do good stuff in everything that you do. You cannot.
Yeah. So my last question is, just like connecting here with you here, the Seamless conference is growing. So it's like more vendors, more specialties. Everybody's like trying to tell you composability and AI first and API first. So regardless with what kind of problem you go to any random stand, they will tell you exactly that's what we can help you with. And you're like an experienced CIO. How do you handle this amount of bullshit?
This is really very painful these days. Very painful. Thank you for AI. Thank you for digital era. Thank you for all this stuff. But actually what's happening today is I think every executive in the company now, his mobile, it's with everyone in the world. And his email, it's everywhere in the world. So my mobile is never ringing with people I never know. I don't know why they are calling me to just tell me that we have a solution for you. So,
a good one.
Yeah.
Magic one.
Yeah. So, it's really tough. And it's good and bad, to be honest with you. It's good that you have a lot of services provider. Maybe there will be a good one. And it's bad because maybe you will lose some good people. They are trying to reach you because you don't need to reach anyone. You don't need to listen to anyone. You block it all because you need to block everything, and you just go to whenever you have demand, then you will search. Back to your question. We have to listen to everything. We have to listen to the big companies. Having big companies, I don't mean the big companies from revenue point of view. I'm talking about my strategy. I don't care about the size of the company. I care about the experience, the technology, the business case, and your previous success.